When I spoke to him from his home outside Kampala, he recalled the day his nightmare began.
When I was arrested, I was told that his son and soul was robbed. They said that you are the one who robbed him. We saw you. And after some time they said that he was robbed and he was stabbed at the stomach.
And so what do you think was the motive? Why do you think that you were picked on in this way?
The motive was the parents, because they had some grudges with my parents. And you see in our culture here in Uganda, if somebody attacks your children, it hurts you very much. That's what they did.
So people had a grudge against your family?
Yeah, they had grudges with the parents.
So they charged you with murder. How did you feel about that?
Yeah, it was terrible to me, because if you are not innocent, you have no words to say. Because it was very difficult to answer. But I told them these are grudges and we had not committed a crime.
And did somebody give evidence against you? Did somebody lie in the court and say that you had been responsible for the killing?
Yeah, there were about 4 people who said that they saw me, I was with a gun, and that they saw me killing the other man.
And the extraordinary thing about this was that the alleged victim was still alive, wasn't he?
Yeah, the victim was still alive because he had disappeared from our village. I used to know him. He was younger than me. He was staying very far from home. He was just coming at home at night. He couldn't expose himself. And by the time I was sentenced to death, he was alive.
Edward, what were your emotions as you heard the judge pass the sentence of death?
I have no words even to express it. It was so terrible. Because I was told that you are going to die. And we are put on the handcuffs. Then when we reached in the prison, by that time the prison was so congested that they had nowhere to put us. We are taken at the gallows, near next to them. Now, the thing which strengthened us, or gave us courage, is prayer. We used to pray, to ask the Lord to have mercy on us and forgive those who had accused us.
Were you in a cell alone or with other people?
Yeah, they were very small cells, and we are so congested there. We used to sleep about 5 people in each room. They removed our clothes because they gave us 2 blankets, small blankets. You just put one down and you cover with one. And we have a lot of mosquitoes. We would share a bucket, a small bucket, chamber pot. And we are used to have diarrhea because of dysentery. It was terrible.
Were you in constant fear that the sentence might be carried out? Were some people executed?
By that time, they did not execute people until 89, during the present government, until it started to execute people.
And how were they executed? Was it carried out near to the cells?
Yeah, but we could hear them crying, saying farewell to us, or telling us so and so is being taken, so and so is being taken. I used to fear because even the guards were telling us that you are next to be taken. The order just comes and calls Mpagi. Where is Mpagi? He just comes and he picks you.
Am I right in thinking that prisoners had to sew the hoods that went over the heads of the condemned men?
Yeah, there's some convicts came to help us to carry the dead bodies even.
So the prisoners had to put the bodies into the coffins?
Yeah, and take them to be buried.
Edward, how did you manage to survive all of this? Because it would have driven some people mad.
Yeah, when I was in prison, I began a school, trying to teach people how to write and read. And then I opened a library. But at first, we are not allowed to be with a pen and a paper. If you are caught, because I remember when they caught me with a pen, I was caned.
How were you eventually released?
Yeah, it was in 2000. But I used to complain that I was brought here innocent. Then I would tell everybody who used to come, I'm innocent, I'm dying, I'm innocent. The people at home, they wrote to the Attorney General, informing them that the person I'm charged of is still alive. And the fact came out.
So they managed to persuade the Attorney General that you were innocent?
Yeah. The problem was, whenever they tell these people that I'm innocent, the judge who condemned me in High Court had died. The judge in the Court of Appeal, about 2 judges, there was nobody to inquire from, to ask what happened. Therefore, it took a long time to get the fact.
So tell me, what was it like on the day that you were released from prison? How did you feel as you stepped out of the prison?
Yeah, when I stepped, it was very late in the evening, and I went to my young brother, and I found him, whereby I was very happy.
Were your family and friends very pleased to see you?
Yeah, they were very glad to see me. Even my children, even now they had become big boys.
Did you have a party?
Yeah, we had a party, so many parties.
But was it difficult to adjust to life outside after living through so much hardship in the prison?
Yeah, it was very different. It was different, very, very, very. Even those I left children, they had become men, and I couldn't believe. And I said, how am I going to begin with this situation? Because everything was different to me. Even my house had collapsed.
And I believe that your wife had died while you were in prison.
Yeah, my wife had died in 88. She formed me very dead. God wouldn't like to tell me.
And did you ever meet the man you were supposed to have murdered when you got out?
Now the problem is that when I was released, I couldn't meet him. And I was eager to see him or to meet him, to reconcile with him, but I couldn't because he had died. But I met his brother. His brother, we just reconciled, and we are very happy. They knew the fact.
Did anybody ever apologize to you or give you any compensation for your unfair conviction?
And nobody had compensated to me. And the problem, those people who participated in my being in prison had died. Nobody had, I was still alive. I never did anything.
Have you managed to marry again? Have you had another family?
Yeah, I'd married, and I have 4 children. But the problem is I got a stroke on my head because I got paralyzed.
It's to me about what happened to you. How do you now reflect on what happened?
No, I got a new heart and spirit in me, even these people. And what I did now is to go back in prison to share my prisoners, to tell them about God, about forgiveness, so that they can forgive other people outside, so that when they come outside, they can become new people.
Edward Mpagi speaking to me from Uganda, and you can see Edward on our Facebook page where you've been leaving your comments. Felix Bittam from Uganda says, sometimes it's really hard to imagine the pain people have gone through. Just imagine 1 day, 2 days, a week, a year in jail for a crime you did not commit. No amount of compensation can make one forget such injustices. Some people must be honoured for their temperance, says Felix. Our Mick in Cameroon says, oh no, tears are running down my face now, but I'm glad he's still able to get back on his feet. What doesn't kill us makes us stronger and better. Chris Grabber in Hungary says, the wrong judgments that are passed by judicial systems are just insane. Lovi Johnny Njayi from Gambia calls on law enforcers to take your time before you cry blood. And in Sierra Leone, Suleiman Barr says, this world is full of injustice. Take courage, my brother. Thanks for getting in touch. You're listening to Outlook on the BBC World Service. And now we go to